Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 7 of the Marvel edition of the Castles, Capes, and Clones podcast. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post. We are Castles, Capes, and Clones, where we discuss everything in the Disney universe. I'm Loren, and I'm here with my cousin and co-pilot, Rich.
Hello.
How's it going?
Doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I can't complain.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to Assembled tonight.
What to say, no, we don't have an episode of WandaVision. But we do have the Assembled.
Right.
Are you gonna stay up?
Probably. Probably. I just love that show so much that I just want to. I know that I think it's only a one and done, and so that's sad because I would have loved to see something as in depth as Gallery was, but I'm hoping that there's going to be a lot of good stuff in this documentary.
Yeah. I'm curious to see a lot of the especially the first couple episodes, how that was done, and their practical effects and stuff like that. So,
did you see the trailer for it?
I did not. Is there a trailer for it?
Yeah, there's a trailer for it, and I should probably put that down in here for some reason, but we'll discuss it anyway. There is a part where they have a studio audience, and the guy says, "Welcome to the first ever studio audience for a Marvel movie." So they did. I mean, we know that they said that they did, but now I've seen the studio audience, and it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they had, they had to do different things, like they painted Vision entirely blue for the black and white versions because it showed up better in black and white. So
isn't it it's kind of like what's famous, like Alfred Hitchcock in Psycho for the blood in the shower.
Yeah.
It's not red blood. It's like chocolate syrup because it just looks better on black and white.
Right.
On black and white, yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't Mr. Ed the horse like a zebra? And they
really?
It? I swear that's either, I don't know if that's an urban legend or that's an actual thing. Like,
oh no,
Mr. Ed wasn't like a horse or something like that. I don't know. Now I have to see if I was right. Anyway, yeah. I hope that Assembled is the series, and then it's like we'll get an Assembled after Falcon and the Winter Soldier,
right,
and stuff. Speaking of which, I just saw a commercial with Anthony Mackie where he's like, "I'm an Avenger," and then he started saying something like how he has to figure things out because he was blipped out of existence for 5 years, and now he's got to catch up. He missed his nephews growing up. And I was like, I didn't think about that aspect of that show.
Right.
Both him and Winter Soldier were gone for 5 years. So what does that do to them? Especially the psyche of Winter Soldier. Because he's lost in time already.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, huh. But the commercial was like an Xbox commercial because it was weird.
Oh, how funny.
Because then it ended up he's because he's looking at the camera saying all these things really dramatically. Yeah. I'm like, oh, is this a new spot? And then he's like, so what did I miss? And the camera flips and it's the guy in the Apple store in
in
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier, yeah.
It was like specimen.
Specimen.
He's that guy.
Oh my god, that's too funny.
So now
I'm gonna have to look that up on YouTube.
It's like, what is this? It's an exhaust commercial, but like, and now it just made me like, man, that's right. They weren't around for 5 years. Like they also were blipped out of existence. So
I like how that guy is like actually canon.
awesome.
Like he's being used in other things.
Right.
But that's a great thing about Marvel is that they're constantly reusing things.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So in the news, an unknown shapeshifter is confirmed for She-Hulk. And I'm trying to think of who that could be, but I can't think of who that could be.
I mean, my first thought is Skrull.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a Skrull, but
right. But like
who
would it have to be a named Skrull, or like are we just getting a Skrull that now will be a character, an actual character?
It could be. It could be. Maybe it's just an unnamed Skrull. But yeah, that was kind of the piece of news that we got out of that. And yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, moving on. We talked about Spider-Man getting the title No Way Home after having had these kind of jokes, but I can't remember if we talked about it coming out in December on Christmas of this year.
I mean, like I think we've mentioned in a way where I think I was like, every week for this year we're gonna get a Marvel something, and I think part of it, like when I say that, like, and then some weeks will be like Black Widow comes out this week, or Shang-Chi comes out this week, the Eternals comes out this week, and then Spider-Man is the last one, because Eternals is November, Spider-Man's December.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. I still can't believe that if the rumors are true about Spider-Man No Way Home, and they're going to have all these characters in it, I cannot believe that that's happening this year.
Like, I wonder if it's like more, like we're all making more of it than it really is.
Yeah. I mean, like, it could just be we could see bits and pieces of them, you know, and it's not like this grand epic thing. I mean, Spider-Man films were never meant to be epic. So
yeah,
they're the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Right. It's been very, even though he's been in different places, like localized to just Spider-Man's bubble, basically.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking, because like in the release schedule, this comes before Doctor Strange, right? But in like the MCU timeline, Far From Home takes place after WandaVision,
right?
Because it takes place like months after the end of Endgame.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas WandaVision takes place days ish. Well, I mean, from beginning to end, probably a couple weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
And then, what's this one called? No Way Home, Homewrecker, Pizza Home, Phone Home. I can't remember the other joke. I can't remember the other joke ones.
That's so Craven. That was my favorite of them. That was Jimmy Kimmel title.
See, now that needs to be like the fourth one.
Right? I know. That would be excellent.
But you know, like some people are saying, like, okay, so Spider-Man is like the middle section of this multiverse story. That would then mean that Doctor Strange 2 would take place probably a year or so after WandaVision. Because
it would make sense.
If Far From Home took place in summer and then so we can kind of assume that WandaVision takes place in the spring.
Yeah.
Ish, right? And then this movie looks to be around winter time because there's scenes where they're filming in snow. So I do wonder, like, are we gonna get a major time jump to Doctor Strange 2, where whatever's going on with Wanda with her whole astro plane book reading, if it's a long time, I mean, she's probably deep into like that book. Like, I probably will know that book in and out by the time we get to Doctor Strange. So I'm wondering what if because I don't think this movie is about the multiverse. Like, I think it's going to be one of those like post-credit scenes. I have a feeling it's going to be a post-credit scene where that leads, because that's the movie that leads into Multiverse of Madness, right?
Yeah.
So what if it's really at the same time that this thing is happening with Spider-Man, Wanda kind of with the Darkhold breaks like the portals or whatever to the other dimensions, and then the post-credit scenes is literally just like a whole bunch of different dimensional multiverse versions of things just popping.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because like, what if it's really just a scene where you see Electro for a second, you see Andrew Garfield, you see Tobey Maguire, and they're all kind of there, and then that's like credits. Like, and then it's like, what? And then it's just like maybe Doctor Strange going like, what? And then boom, or you know, Wanda being like, oops. You know what I mean? Like, I have a feeling, because I don't think this movie is about like a whole mystic multiverse thing. So I'm like, how does this play in? Now I'm thinking it's probably going to be like a mid-credits, post-credit scene where
maybe,
right?
But you know, at the same time, I never thought that they could do anything about the Spider-Verse. Like, it's such a weird concept. But they made one of the best Spider-Man movies of all time.
Right. I'm not saying like it's not possible. It just from what we've kind of seen, it doesn't seem like this is a multiverse story. This seems very still grounded in just his bubble. It's not like an epic story. It's a small story, but then leads into the big story. Right. Because even he says, like, you know, like, and it could be just him because he doesn't know, but he was like, you know, Tom Holland was like, they're not in it, right? As far as he knows. Which could be true because it could just literally be a post-credit scene and he's not really there. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. It might be that, and it's like people might be building too much into how much of Spider-Man 3 is a multiverse story.
I don't know what it is, but I'm super excited. So, you know, I whatever it is, I'm sure I'm gonna love it. I love the first film. I love the second film. Why wouldn't I love the third film?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like this is more for people who are like theorizing that this is going to be this epic crossover event movie. Like, if it's not, let's just accept that.
yeah. I mean, it's not call for people's death or
you know, it's like not called Spider-Man No Way Home for Mephisto. Yeah. Or Cthulhu. Right. So because even if that was the case, like, it's just like, I would love to see like a weird post-credit scene where they're all just there and you're like, WTF. Right. Kind of like how the last Spider-Man ended. Yeah. That whole, Actually, both movies ended kind of like in that what? Marissa Tomei in the first one.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's funny. Okay, so there are a couple pieces of news that came out of the Disney Investor Day call on March 9th. The first one is that Marvel Studios' Black Widow will still be released in theaters on May 7th, and there hasn't been any, I shouldn't say discussion, but there hasn't been any public decision made about whether they're going to do it on Disney Plus as well. So I've heard, Kevin Feige is actually resisting it, and he's got a lot of clout, obviously. So he just wants to have it out in the theaters, and I can understand that.
Yeah, I mean they postponed it a year to have it in the theaters. Unfortunately, we're just not there yet. So I mean, I get it, but at the same time, they can't postpone it any further. I don't think.
Right.
Otherwise, are they going to postpone Shang-Chi? Are they going to postpone Eternals? That means the whole timeline gets shifted.
Yeah, and everything gets shifted.
And gosh darn it, we can't wait another year for Doctor Strange. We need to know what happens.
Yeah, and I don't want to wait for my theater to fully open to see it. You know what I mean? And so who knows?
Like I know. Well, I mean, I feel like they're holding out for hope, but realistically, I mean, let's be real here. Even with the increased amount of vaccines, I don't think we're going to get to where the country is at herd immunity status until literally like it needs to be like 85% of the population.
Right.
Now it'll probably happen faster than predicted because of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. But that doesn't mean May.
Right.
And there's still conspiracy people who think there's a microchip in every single vaccine ever.
Yeah.
Because your phone isn't enough. No. They're tracking like every thought. Like, no, your phone does that already. Like, I'm pretty sure my phone right now is listening to this conversation, and as soon as I turn it on, I'll have some kind of advertisement for vaccines.
Right.
Because we're just talking about it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, whatever. But I think we talked about this. Like, even if it is, even if I'm vaccine, you're vaccinated, like I still wouldn't feel comfortable in a theater, only for my own, like not for my sake. Like if I have the vaccine, it also doesn't mean I can't spread it. It just means that if I get it, the symptoms won't be severe and whatever. Like it's not like it's like you can get the flu still.
Right.
It's just your symptoms are more mild. But I can spread it. So again, part of this whole mask thing is not just for me.
Yeah.
It's for everyone else because you don't know if you're asymptomatic.
Right.
And that's my fear actually, is like me being responsible for giving it to someone else.
Yeah.
If I'm asymptomatic. So that's why I don't feel comfortable in sitting in an enclosed space. And it could just be because that scene from Outbreak still haunts my dreams. Because that happened in a theater. So like that's ingrained in my head.
Oh my God.
So like even if it comes out on May 7th in theaters, I don't think I'm gonna watch it in the theater. So
yeah, I mean I definitely hope that they release it.
Yeah. I feel like they will. I think maybe and then maybe they're trying to see what happens with Raya. Like, and again, like that was a weird thing too, because Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
What?
But yeah, I mean the thing that has to be factored in is that Disney lost the cinema theaters.
Yeah.
So so there's that as well.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that it's still the same. It's still Disney that theaters have to contend with in regards to Marvel movies.
Right.
So I wonder if that still plays a part. And Cinemark's like, nope. And then they're like, well, okay. So
right.
I don't know. I have a feeling it's going to be a mixed release.
Yeah.
I think everything for this year is going to be a mixed release.
Mixed release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if some places are fine with opening theaters and you feel comfortable and whatever, sure, go ahead. But I think I don't think they're going to get the numbers that they think they might get by putting it in theaters. I think they'll be vastly disappointed in that. And I think most people want to be safe.
Right.
And the people who are out crying like freedom are really the outliers.
Yeah.
Right. Because I went to downtown Disney and you don't really see people really complain. I feel like at this point now, it's almost like second nature to have a mask on and whatever. But
yeah, I mean, I think that a large chunk of society are used to the masks, and in fact, some of us love to show off our masks. So I have my Marvel mask, and I always like when people say, "I like your mask."
Right? I think I've mentioned this in one of the shows. I'm looking at LED masks and every time I think of something like a Mortal Kombat mask, something that looks different.
Yeah.
I've started to double a mask, so I'm now looking at actual disposables combined with a good cloth or whatever mask.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm so used to wearing them now. The other day I was wandering around my apartment. I got back and I'm wandering around and I took a sip of drink and I realized I had my mask on still.
It's like Galaxy Quest and Alan Rickman's character going home from set and he still got the prosthetics on.
It's too funny.
So I certainly hope that it's a mixed thing because again, I will definitely buy it if they go premium on Disney Plus. Because I know I'd probably watch it more than twice myself. So
I'll definitely watch it over and over again. Yeah. I promise.
It's midnight.
Yes, I will watch it at midnight, providing that it doesn't come on during a show that I'm in the middle of that I need to watch. Because I'm engrossed in that series. All right, so Avengers Campus in Disney California Adventure is set to open later this year. And I cannot wait to get a Spider-Bot there. I just can't wait. I just want to go in. I feel how we did with the Galaxy's Edge, where I just want to absorb the energy of the area.
Yes.
And, it's going to be ultimately much smaller than Galaxy's Edge.
There's Alan Rickman.
I know, it's Alan Rickman. Oh my God, I would love a Galaxy Quest land, though. But I just want to absorb the energy and, really feel see Spider-Man swinging overhead and them doing whatever show that is over near the Quinjet.
Right.
And and then just going into the stores, and I'm hoping that they beef up the merchandise on Marvel.
Yes.
because Hong Kong has such great Marvel merchandise. I'm like, why don't you bring some of that over?
I feel
Uh,
like the Asian parks in general,
yeah, they have much better merchandise.
but I feel like their culture is more. Um, I don't say like collector-y,
Hmm.
but kind of fan-y, collector-y.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more widely accepted and spread than here. Not to say
Hmm.
we don't have a lot, but I feel like it's still like there's still some connotations associated with being a collector and being a fan.
Yeah.
It's too childlike still, where I feel like in Asia it's like,
Right.
go for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always notice like whenever you tell me about things like they have in overseas, I'm like, man.
Yeah. I know. It's so good. But yeah, I'm just hoping that they beef up the merchandise. Uh, but other than that, I'm just so excited. I mean, like there are parts of it that I'm still trying to conceptualize, like Doctor Strange's sanctum there, or whatever. It's not his sanctum, but some like he's going to be having a training area for. Uh, and I'm also curious about the Pym lab
Restaurant?
foods. Yeah,
Yes. I just want to eat a large meatball. I don't
right.
know. I can't remember. Like it's been so long that we did a story on the food
Yeah,
because it was supposed to open last year. So
yeah.
we knew about the food. Now I totally forget what it was. But I know there's like a combinations of things that are a little bit oversized and stuff
Hmm.
that it's miniaturized.
Right.
And I'm all for whatever. I'm gonna be like, what are you doing right now? Eating a large meatball sandwich with a micro shake
Yeah.
in a thimble. Shake shots.
Yeah. I just can't wait to see it. I'm so excited about it. I really am.
Like I was like last times I've gone to California Adventure in downtown Disney, I was
Hmm.
hoping to get some Avengers Campus merch because at some point they had them out,
Yeah,
but
they
now they
did.
do not.
I
So
know.
I thought, oh, it's all out. I'll just get it next time.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. I know. Sometimes it's well, like it's always luck of the draw with
Right.
Disney.
And I thought
Yeah.
once they opened up Buena Vista Street, like you can see the like more of the spider bots and stuff.
Hmm.
Nope.
Nope.
It's like almost
Nope.
like they took all of it down. All the
Hmm.
web, whatever it's called, like
Yeah. The
brand,
yeah.
whatever it is in Avengers Campus, and anything that says Avengers Campus. Because I was looking at a hat that said Avengers Campus because I saw it and I said, "Oh, cool! I'll get it
Right.
next time," which is always a fatal flaw in my thinking. It's always,
I know.
"Oh, I'll get it next time."
Yeah. It's so hard. So
Which,
hard to decide what you're gonna do.
when I went there today, I was gonna get uh, these kitchen towels that has the three caballeros on it
Hmm.
because they
Oh
came
yeah.
out last time. Guess what? I didn't see today.
Right. I think that might though be a case of them being sold out. Like they may restock.
I'm hoping. I mean, because the other ones are still
Yeah.
because there's a whole series of different ones, but that one's gone.
Yeah.
So
There's
I'm
a
like,
lot. Yeah, a lot of good like aprons and
yeah,
things like that. I'm hoping that when I go there, they'll still have the dogs and cats collection.
that's everywhere still.
Yeah, because I want to pick up some of those things. But yeah.
But yeah, I'm
Crazy.
hoping. I just want a cool cap or another one of these things that says like Avengers.
What is it? Hold on, I gotta flip over and look at the camera.
It's my
Okay.
my
Oh, your Tervis.
my Tervis Tumblr thing.
Yeah.
Yep. That's all.
Nice.
I'm a simple person. And a spider bot and like a gauntlet and Doctor Strange cape and
And
Hulk hands.
yeah. That would be good. All right. Well, I thought this was a humorous one. So I just put this here because I thought it was funny. But the working title for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is Goat Rodeo. And it just makes me think of Louisa's stories. Seemed like a goat rodeo.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought that was funny.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Definitely better than Blue Harvest.
Right. Yeah, that would have been funny if they had like a really comedic one for Star Wars. That would have been funny.
Right? I would totally be like. So what are you guys working on? Star Wars. You are? Like, yeah, but we're under the working title Pinocchio's Nose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or whatever.
All right. Well, in an interview with Kevin Smith, WandaVision director Matt Shakman described a scene that was cut involving Darcy, Monica, Pietro, and Senor Scratchy, who is turned into a demon. I would have loved to have seen this scene.
Yeah. First of all, because I was watching it. This is where that came from. I was watching the interview. So Kevin Smith has a similar to this, a vlogcast that he does every week. And this week or last week he had Matt Shakman on as a guest, and they're, because every week, ever since WandaVision has been on, every week they do their own kind of rundown on their thoughts and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I was surprised, like I don't know how in the grand scheme of the Marvel PR machine a Kevin Smith interview is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, he's a director and all these kind of things, but like I feel like he's not like super well known or like I don't know, like I don't think like his podcast is like on the radar, even though it kind of is, because anytime he says something, all the nerd websites like take it as like Kevin Smith said this. But I was like, he was talking about like this scene and is like, yeah, so we had the scene that we filmed, so it's filmed. Obviously it's not finished with the effects, but he goes, yeah, so like when the whole fight outside's happening and after the conflict, like after Monica figures out who Ralph is and it's Pietro, fake Pietro,
right,
they go into the basement to try and find or something, but also Billy and Tommy are involved. But they all go to either, I think, grab the Darkhold. And Senor Scratchy is guarding it, and then I think it's like out of a scene from Monty Python and the Holy Grail, the rabbit becomes this like vicious monster demon thing, and there's a whole sequence of them fighting Senor Scratchy.
That's awesome.
Which
release the Shakman cut.
I hope I want to like even though I know it's not finished, I know they probably didn't do any like effects and whatever, but come on.
It would have been amazing. And I would have loved to have seen a little more time with Darcy.
Yeah.
I felt she was kind of shortchanged at the end.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I found that hilarious, and at the same time, like, what? Show it.
I know.
It'd be one thing if he said like there was written in the script,
right,
and he described it. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But he said he filmed it, so I'm like, what? First of all, Matt Shackman, I did not know, was the son of Coach Lubbock in Just the 10 of Us.
Yep. I know. I learned that during the course of this thing. I remember watching Just the 10 of Us, but for the life of you, I can't remember any of their names. And so that's funny. And he directed all 9 episodes.
Yeah. And he said like that was it's not normal for a TV show that it's one director through the whole thing. But
right.
I mean, like that was part of the deal. He was like, when they asked him to do it, it's like, can you do all of them? And so he did. And it definitely feels like his baby.
Yeah.
I think what's fun about that interview with Kevin Smith, it was the moment that Kevin Smith also realized that fact. Because he was talking about like how he got into the business, and he never mentioned that he was part of like an actor in sitcoms, but he worked on a bunch of stuff. I mean, like he came from Game of Thrones. Like he directed a couple of Game of Thrones stuff. Like
Matt Shackman?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's where he kind of comes from.
Yeah.
And then he mentioned something that's like, and then when I was in sitcoms in the 80s, and then Kevin was like, wait, what? And it's like Just the 10 of Us. He was on Different Strokes. He was in The Facts of Life. So, and he's like, what? It was like all of a sudden it became this whole different conversation. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Of course you did this. Of course you did this.
Right.
So, I mean, like, I say what you will about Kevin Smith. Like, if you find episodes called Fat Man Beyond, it's on YouTube. It's a real like the whole. It's almost like the whole. It's like at least an hour's worth of this interview with Matt Shackman.
Right.
And he talks about the process. He talks about how he got into it, and it's really fascinating. Just that, and so hoping, we get to see some of that in the WandaVision assembled show.
Yeah.
So if you want,
can you leave a link to how we can watch that interview in the show notes?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Excellent.
Yep.
What were you going to say?
I don't know. What was I going to say?
I don't know. All right. Well, we have come to the end of our program. Let us know in the comments below, what was your favorite story of the day? And did you disagree with us on anything? Did you agree with us and think we're totally awesome because of it? Leave us a comment below. We'd love that. And also be sure to subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post. It really does help us out. You can contact us at podcasts@Castles, Capes, and Clones. Leave us your feedback, good or bad. We always love to hear from you. And be sure to share our posts with your family and friends. So you could reach me personally on Twitter @LowJav and on Instagram @LorenJavier. How about you, Rich?
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram @R2Romasanta.
All right. Well, the opinions on today's vlogcast are solely our own and do not represent the Walt Disney Company, its subsidiaries, or assets. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Yep. Until then, make your mind Marvel.